Welcome to the ANEW Body Insight podcast, empowering and inspiring your journey to optimal health. Hosted by Dr. Supatra Tovar, clinical psychologist, registered dietitian, fitness expert, and author of Deprogrammed Diet Culture. Rethink your relationship with food, heal your mind, and live a diet-free life. And Chantal Donnelly, physical therapist and author of Settled, How to Find Calm in a Stress-Inducing World. Here at City Club Los Angeles, we follow our guests' journey to optimal health, providing you with the keys to unlock your own wellness path. Tune in and evolve with us. Hello and welcome to the ANEW Body Insight podcast at City Club Los Angeles. I am Dr. Supatra Tovar.
And I am Chantal Donnelly.
We are over the moon excited to have legendary musician and humanitarian Kiki Ebsen here with us today. Kiki, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored and blushing at your introduction.
Well, I'm just getting started. So I'm going to be reading about Kiki, and then we're going to get right into our questions. Kiki Ebsen is a gifted performing artist whose talents span across singing, playing various instruments, acting, dancing, writing, and producing. With a dynamic career that has seen her grace main stages as a solo artist and alongside icons like Tracy Chapman, Boz Scaggs, Michael McDonald, and Christopher Cross, Kiki brings a unique flair for storytelling to all her performances. She has released several original albums, with her latest, Fill Me Up, featuring heartfelt original songs. Proceeds from her music support the Healing Equine Ranch, a 501c3 nonprofit organization she founded, which utilizes natural equine interactive growth and healing to aid in emotional and psychological healing. An accomplished songwriter and engaging performer, Kiki also created the Joni Mitchell Project, showcasing her versatile vocal abilities in tributes to legendary artists, including her father, Buddy Ebsen. Her one-woman show, My Buddy, The Other Side of Oz, debuted last year, offering audiences a glimpse into Hollywood's golden age through personal anecdotes and captivating performances. And I must say, I saw it myself. I saw it right before Father's Day, cried my eyes out, called my dad right after. Amazing. Through her artistic endeavors and charitable work, Kiki continues to impact lives both on and off the stage. Kiki, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you here. As you can see, Supatra is a big fan, and I am getting to know who you are, and I'm excited to hear more. So we got lots of questions for you. We're going to dig right in. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
So you grew up in an entertainment family. You had a famous father, Buddy Ebsen. And so for our listeners, Buddy Ebsen is, I guess, mostly known for his role as Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies. Even in Canada as a child, I was watching that show. I loved that show.
After school, every day.
Yes. I guess Canadians were also obsessed with Beverly Hills and hillbillies. I don't know. It's a thing all over the world. What was it like growing up with a famous father?
Well, we didn't think it was anything different. We thought, honestly, because I'm the youngest of, my dad had 6 girls, and my brother and I are at the end. My brother's a year younger. So my dad was around 50 when we were born. And we just thought it was normal that he would go away for a while and then show up on the box, which is what we call the television. And the television at that time was that console TV, which was about took up your whole living room, right? And we just thought, well, what a fun thing that dads do. He takes us out sailing and swimming, and then he goes on the air and he puts on a fake mustache. And it was all very fun and confusing and strange, but everyone seemed to enjoy it. And then, for a long time, and I even say this in my show, my brother and I, when we were kids, we just thought that everybody's dad was on television. And we thought it was unusual if your father wasn't. They were like, And then we thought if he was on that show, then surely he was on another show somewhere on the box. So we would watch TV during the day and look for him, and we'd change the channel. And we're just little kids, right? And my mother finally looks over and goes, what are you guys doing? Because we're kind of like, looks like him. No, that's not him. Switch, switch. We finally find a show that we're convinced it's our dad. And my mother looks at us and goes, what are you doing? She says, we're watching Dad on the television. And she says, That's Lawrence Welk.
Oh,
Close.
yeah.
No. So we were a little confused. And then after a while, we started, as we got into, school, and people started to treat us differently, we realized it was something special. But we didn't know what was so special about it. Honestly, we lived a very low-key life out first in Balboa Island. We were around the boats. My dad's an avid sailor. So he kept us out of, like we were in Beverly Hills really for the first couple of years of my life. And then during the early 60s, during the Cuban crisis, he thought we better be near the boat in case we have to make a mass exodus.
Wow.
And seriously, he's a romantic. So we bought this little 2-bedroom bungalow and fit the 7 of us into it. And we were near the boat and then we just stayed down there. And it was awesome, but it wasn't near Hollywood. So I didn't grow up in that lifestyle. However, my mother did have a theater, so we didn't escape performing arts. It was part of the family. But as I got older, it became like, then I was kind of picked out, and people would say, well, that's Buddy Ebsen's daughter. It's Buddy Ebsen's daughter. And then over time, you start to kind of go, and almost starts to dig at you that that's all you are. And then, takes you on a whole nother journey of self-exploration, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yes.
But all in all, he was really fun. And he used to sing us to sleep with playing the guitar with little stories that he'd written and songs. And so there was a lot of wonderful, wonderful parts of growing up Ebsen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, getting into that, how do you think your father's career influenced you and your journey into music and entertainment? You're saying that you were kind of in his shadow in a lot of ways, known as his, Buddy Ebsen's daughter. How did you carve your own path and create this amazing career?
Well, I'm hopelessly stubborn. And I didn't do what my parents wanted me to do in entertainment. And I honestly don't really know what they wanted initially because they were so supportive because I loved rock music. I grew up in the 70s and, as a teenager. And my dad loved the music of, he loved the standards and my mother loved opera. So we really disconnected there. And, as far as, growing up in his shadow, I think that in a lot of ways I did my own thing. And you'd call it a bit of disassociation. I sort of went, over here. And I fell in love with animals. I fell in love with just playing the piano and making up my own melodies. And I sort of shifted away from the mainstream of, acting, which was my family's profession. And my sister gravitated. I have several sisters, but the one that went into entertainment, she became an actress. And in a lot of ways, to become closer to my parents. And I just felt like I didn't know I was doing my own thing, except that I was doing my own thing, except that it was kind of like I resonated to beautiful music that I had written, and I loved the animals, and that's all I ever wanted to do was play in a band. That's really all I wanted to do, and I did that for I didn't realize that I manifested that whole career just by a love of connecting with musicians. Now, my dad wanted me to play jazz, a jazz piano. Not very good at playing jazz. I sing jazz beautifully, but I don't play it very well. My dad and my mother wanted me to be an opera singer.
Wow.
So I compromised by going to college and getting my degree in opera. And then I immediately left and joined the rock group Chicago. I went on the road for the next, however many years. That's how I started my touring career. So I think I just got used to them disapproving of my choices. And you just sort of, it becomes the norm and you do your own thing. And then of course, you realize how proud they are of you later after you've done your own thing.
So they did tell you that they were proud and saw, how you carved this out for yourself?
It's funny. They never really said it to my face, but my friends would tell me that they're really proud of me, in different ways. And my mother we had a difficult relationship, my mother and I. And a lot of competition, a lot of girls in the family, a lot of competition for this big star. And it just goes, how long is this podcast?
We've got time. Go.
It's going to be like a 6-parter. But, it's just, the